watch trippy on them private jets, taking trips. Come back at 6, wake me and your child, and then won't lay today. Make me wonder who you might have been playing with. Makes me wonder who you think.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're here with
Adriana.
Okay, so today we're going to be doing a mukbang with college questions. Okay, so someone asked, do you think they would be able to be on the basketball team if they've never been on it, or do they have to have a scholarship?
Like, if they never played basketball?
Yeah.
I mean, they take walk-ons, but it's best if you have a scholarship. Because a walk-on, you're not guaranteed a spot.
Okay. What are your plans in college?
I want to join a sorority, more organizations, and meet more people. That's like the top 3.
Okay, what are some housing options in college?
It depends on where you go. But for us, we have like different dorm hall options. They have like single rooms or the double. And then I think the apartment styles are like 4 people.
Okay, what are the classes like between, like, the difference between high school and college?
They're really the same, but in college is more lecturing than a standard classroom. So like we really don't do a lot of paperwork in class. It's more stuff just listening to them teachers talk the whole time. And college classes, they're a little longer sometimes. Like you may have a 3-hour class. In high school, they only be like 30 minutes or an hour and a half.
What is dorm life like?
Hate it.
On dorm?
Well, me personally, it was alright. Sometimes you might not have no air, you might not have no heat, you might have cold water, you might have super hot water. You gonna see a couple bugs. This shit was like my first time ever seeing a roach in person, ever. But sometimes it's cool. It's like a miniature apartment. You got your own space.
What was your freshman experience like in total?
It was okay. I really didn't do much on campus, y'all. So don't be like me. Get out there a little bit more, because I really did not focus more on my work. I did make all A's, so that was the first. But it was alright. I went to like 2 parties maybe. I didn't go to no football games. And I think I went to like 1 basketball game. But they do got some pretty cool events that you go to.
Okay, what do you think is appropriate to wear to college?
They be wearing anything. Just don't look like you fresh out of high school. Because my freshman year, I look like I was fresh out of high school. And them girls up there look like they grown. So kind of switch up your style a little bit before you go in. Don't like a kid is what I'm trying to say.
When and where do you start?
When and where?
Yeah, like you fresh out of high school. When do you think you should start college, and where? How do you start?
Wait, repeat it.
When and where do you start? Like you fresh out of high school, so you know when do you go to college, and like where do you start?
Okay, when? Like the date?
No, like as in time of event. Like after graduation, or like taking a year off?
Me personally, I would go as soon as graduation over, because I feel like if you stay out of school too long, you're not gonna want to go back. I graduated in December, but I walked in May, and I didn't go to college till August. So you'll get used to not being in school, and you're not gonna want to go.
How big are the classes?
How big?
Yeah. Is it like a normal high school class type big, or like a different ratio?
It depends on how many students is in the class. My classes my first year, they was like high school classes. Like they was probably like maybe a tad bit bigger, but that's it. But some of them may have like 100 people in them.
How do you find college scholarships?
Oh, that's a good one. I say Google some, cause that's what I had started doing, but I got offered one. So
okay, so what are some things that you absolutely need for a dorm?
you need a humidifier for sure, cause that air is not clean. You will stay sick. Cause I was sick, probably 95% of the time. You need a fan, cause like I said, sometimes the air may go out. My air went out and it was so hot. Make sure you have like a caddy, especially if you stay in a dorm that's that have community bathrooms. Shower shoes for sure. Bug spray, cleaning supplies. Have your own tissue and make sure you have like your own essentials really.
Okay, so some people heard that in dorms you actually have to keep your door open. Is that like something that people say, or is it true?
That's something that people say. We were able to close our doors except for if something went on, we have to open it. Like say if something happened or somebody done snuck. Well, I stayed in the all girls dorm. So if something that happened or somebody done snuck a boy in, that's when they was like open the doors. But other than that, y'all doors can stay closed. Y'all paying to stay there.
Okay, so do you make new friends like as easily as people say?
No. Well, it depends. I'm not a talking person. But my freshman year, a lot of people, they was already clicked up. So I just had to get in where I could fit in.
Okay. What's the difference between high school and college besides the obvious?
In college, there's way more parties. The workload is way more. Like, I thought people were just playing when they were like, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, like, for real. And then, in college, nobody telling you what to do. Like, them teachers, they not... I mean, you might get some teachers that's like, oh, you got this, or they may give you a second chance to do some stuff, but most of the time, once it's a deadline, it's a deadline. They're not opening back up for you. You just failed. High school, them teachers kind of give you like a slap on the wrist. In high school, y'all get more days off. College, my freshman year, we didn't have a fall break. So our first official break was Thanksgiving going into Christmas. And then we didn't have another break until March, which was spring break, and that was on like a week. Then it was the end of school year. So I was in school from August all the way up until the end of November. With no breaks.
Is dining hall food just as bad as high school food?
I only tried the dining hall food one time, but I thought her like people was getting sick from it, and like the meat and stuff in there was pink. I ain't never had it again. So yes, dining hall food is like cafeteria food.
Okay, once you move into a dorm, like first move in, what do you do after? Like, what did you do after?
When I first moved in, when I moved all my stuff in, of course, clean everything down, kind of decorate a little bit. And then for the freshmen, they had a cookout that day. So I got this and went to the cookout.
What's the hardest thing to deal with? The actual class, classmates, or the professor?
I would say the professor. I had a lot of easygoing professors though, but some of my friends had like some really hard professors that grade hard, or the professors that don't really speak English them kind of like the worst because you don't understand what they saying. And then, but yeah, the professors, they like the hardest to me.
Have you ever felt like dropping out? If so, why? So far.
Every day, y'all. Every day I was in there, I was like, I don't want to do it no more. The work is a lot. You staying up late is a lot. Don't let midterms and finals come around either. It's like you gotta study for your midterms and your finals. Then you got a professor giving you a project in this class. Then you got one in this one. Then I might have a paper. Ooh, in them 1,000-word papers, they would get to me. So yes, every day I thought about dropping out, and it was always because of the workload. That's all. That's it. It was just the workload.
What was the transition from high school to college like?
To me, it really wasn't one. Besides, nobody being there to tell you what to do. Like, even though I'm at home or I stayed in state, my mom and my daddy, they're not there to wake up, so I'm going to school. Or the professor's not there to tell you, you got this dude, you got that dude. You kind of got to keep up with that stuff on your own. So it's more responsibility, really. But I adjust it easily, quickly.
And how do you approach somebody in class? Like if you have a question or sitting beside somebody even though it might not be a seating chart?
I just be like, hey, you know what we doing? Or something like that. It ain't really, I mean, they people. So same, the way y'all talk to y'all friends or y'all meet friends in high school is the same exact way as in college. It's nothing different. Y'all just older. Like, you might have a 30-year-old in class with you. I think the oldest I had in my class, he was 27.
Okay, so how did you feel transitioning from high school to college?
When I first transitioned, I was like extremely nervous. Y'all, I was doing the same thing that y'all probably gonna be doing. I was looking up freshman advice for college students. I was asking everybody I knew that went to college. But eventually, like once you get in there, you get extremely used to it. It becomes a routine for you. It's really like high school, just bigger and more freedom, honestly.
So what is your field of study and why did you choose it?
I'm an early childhood education major. And I've always wanted to be a teacher. For a second, I had went down the road of wanting to be a nurse. But that's something like you really have to want to 100% do because that's not easy. It's not easy at all. So I decided to just go back to what I originally wanted to do. And I'm an early childhood education major.
Is classes really expensive?
Yes. Well, I don't pay for it, so let me not say that. But yes, for other people that I know, it's expensive. Like one of my friends, she took a summer class. That summer class itself was $1,000. And the summer classes are only 2 weeks at the most. Sometimes they only last a week. But hers was, I think, 2 weeks, and it was almost $1,000. And my tuition a semester is $9,000. So, and that's just being in state. Yep.
What's the challenge you've had in college when you first got there? Besides like being nervous and stuff, like what was the big challenge, I would say?
Adjusting to the workload, because like I told y'all in the beginning, I graduated high school in December. So I finished the semester early. And before then, I really didn't have a lot of homework. Most of my homework came from math, and that was like the most I had. But other than that, I didn't really have none. So I went from not having that much work to having a homework assignment every day. And it's like you never done with work. So I could be doing work in class and then gotta go to my dorm and do some more work. and then you tired. Y'all, I promise. In high school, I went to school. I had ran track, and then as time went on, I had got my first job. In college, it feels like you do all of that just within one class. I'll be ready to go back to sleep after one class. Like, you need taking naps in between classes is a must. It's so exhausting. I don't know why. I really think it's because the class is a little longer, but it's so tiring.
In the dorms, do you have a random roommate, or do you get to choose who your roommate is?
So I'm going through this now. My first year, because they chose the dorms for us, I got to pick, like, the way they do it, they give you like 3 options. You could choose your top 3 dorm halls, and then you could choose your roommate. But this year, since I'm an upperclassman, I guess you could say, we did the same thing we did our freshman year, but depending on when you apply for housing, you got to self-assign yourself. So my roommate applied on time, I applied late. We both chose each other. Because she had self-assigned, somebody else got assigned her roommate. So now I guess I'm gonna be stuck with a random this year, and I'm so sad about it. So yeah, if you do everything on time, you can choose your roommate.
What's a tip for kids going to college?
Stay focused. Don't let all the fun stuff distract you, because them parties are always gonna be there. They eventually get played out. They always say. But yeah, you there for 4 years. You're not trying to be there no longer. So stay focused, and y'all please do not take any unnecessary classes. If y'all need y'all advisors help, please go, because taking unnecessary classes will keep you in there longer. Like, y'all in there, y'all trying to get out. So, and you trying to graduate with your class. I know a couple people, and then I know a lot of freshmen, you go in there not really knowing what you want to do. And that's fine, because your first 2 years, you take a lot of your prereqs. But like me, my first 2 years, I did take mostly prereqs, but I had like one class that was associated with my major. If you change your major, I mean, you've already taken classes that go towards your first major you have, you will lose those credit hours. So try to go in there with some type of idea, but yeah, just stay focused for the most part. Do not get distracted, because it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to be like, oh, I got this to study for, or I got this assignment, but I want to go to this party. It's so easy, because campus is never dead, especially if you go to HBCU. There's always something going on campus. I'll be in class and you hear music outside because they have some type of barbecue. So yeah, stay focused, because it's hard.
Okay, last question. Does financial aid really help you? And what are some additional fees besides the cost of like tuition and stuff like that?
My financial aid did. I got a full cost scholarship, but my FAFSA and financial aid covered most of it. I think I only used like $1,000 from the scholarship. My financial aid and my FAFSA, I think that's the same thing, but it covered most of it. So yeah, it does help. And we got housing fee, we got room and board. We had a freshman fee because we were freshmen. You have housing application fees. So like, although I'm on a scholarship and they pay for it, I have to pay $100 each year to apply for housing. You got meal plans. That's another fee. I'm trying to think. Your meal plans is another fee. And then if you lose anything, like you gotta get another parking pass, that's a fee. If you lose your room key, that's a fee. If you lose your ID, that's a fee. So that's a lot of fees. And then they have like community fines too. They'll put on, sometimes they may put on your account. Like my dorm hall, they was a mess and they was dirty. So we done had like a couple girls come in, they might throw up from being drunk or something. They won't clean it up. That's a fee for everybody that's in the dorm hall. So it's a lot of fees. You got them fees, you got parking fees. If you park somewhere else you ain't supposed to be, you got it's a couple fees in college. They be with their money. Then any events, some events are free to students, some aren't. So some stuff you have to pay for too. But yeah, overall, college is an experience so far. I try to get out more than what I did because I stayed in my dorm most of the time. I ain't doing it this semester though. Be outside.
Well, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys.